always on go, ayy. And I never questioned if she was the one. I already know, ayy. She be giving that real love.
What it is, y'all? What's up? This is the 910 Trucking Diva, y'all. I'm giving y'all an insight of my life. Today, I am getting ready to vlog and spend a little time with my mom. And we're going to go into details about this little town right here. This is the post office in Kelly. That over there, it used to be a floor shop. Miss Kitty's floor shop. I believe they turned it into, I want to say it's a law enforcement place. This right here, this is the Kelly store, y'all. Yes, the Kelly store. Y'all, it wasn't nothing for us as kids to walk these streets. We could walk all the way up here from my mom's house. So y'all stay tuned. I'm just going to give you an insight. Yeah, that's the Kelly store. These are people's houses up around here and stuff. And got the fire department over there. This is EMS. This didn't used to be EMS. It used to be something else. But that's one of the old churches. That's Centerville Baptist Church. And old houses. Y'all, I gotta show y'all little Bessie's house. That used to be a basketball court. I guess that was connected to the church. I don't know whose home that is. A lot of people I don't know, and some people I do know, but I know this used to be little Bessie's house, where we used to come and enjoy, and used to go up there with my grandma. Y'all, I'll be right back. This is Pleasant Hill Missionary Baptist Church. That's the fellowship hall, and this is the church right here. This is where everything began, right here in this little church right here. This little church, y'all. This is where my whole life began. My grandma used to make us come to church. It was not like a big force for me. They have a new pastor, Pastor J. Stevenson. Blessings to he and First Lady, he and his wife. They've taken over. That right there is our graveyard back there. Maybe another time we'll jazz up and go back there and see my grandma and granddad's grave. But this is just a little insight of where everything began. What it is, y'all? What's up? I told y'all I was coming back. Y'all, this right here is gonna be a banger, banger, banger. Anyway, I'm down here sitting with my mom. It's not like spending quality time with your mom while she's here and she's alive, she's well, she's doing good. We just thank God that we able to get together on a Sunday and do us. But anyway, y'all, I'm just gonna give y'all a rundown, give you a little bit about her background. My mother has, or she had, 15 brothers and sisters. We come from a household where her mom had, like I said, her mom had 15. Her and my grandfather, she got sisters that had 22, and they had, we a well-grounded family. So take it in stride. But anyway, yeah, we're just gonna sit here and just have our normal conversations that we normally have, and just talk about life, you know what I'm saying? Her background as she grew up, and you know what I'm saying, what it was like living in a house with 15 brothers and sisters. Oh my God, that had to be amazing.
It was.
I believe it was. I believe it was. I come from a household where it was only 2 of us, so that's funny, y'all. 2 versus 15. I can only imagine, you know what I'm saying? They was packed in there sleeping on top of each other. But I mean, back then, them old folks knew the Lord. I don't care what you say. My grandma would sit with her legs crossed with the blinds halfway on and off, and she'd hum them tunes, and God would come in the room. You hear me? So, I mean, what was it like growing up with all those brothers and sisters? You got so many brothers to protect you, and you got all these sisters that's gonna take care of you and keep you, and then you get older and now you got to take care of the younger ones. So I mean, What's your take on that?
What you mean?
I mean, how does it feel coming from a family? How you grew up? How was it growing up with all those brothers and sisters? I mean, what was y'all household like? Y'all had to be to school at like what? Everybody had to get up at probably 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Grandma had to help y'all. Y'all had to get each other ready and help get everything done. And our grandfather, he was a handful. But yeah, you know, just what was it like? I mean, you can just tell us what it was like.
It was just like any other household, normal. I mean, we had fun. And yes, our brothers did protect us.
Yeah.
And sisters.
Yeah. Y'all, that was a fight beyond a fight. You tell one kid, you say something about one of them kids' mama, that's 15, get ready to bail on you. You hear me? There had to be something else. And then, granddaddy was a pastor, so we was rooted and grounded. Y'all always rooted and grounded in the word. And back then, he'd tell you, I know granddaddy always used to tell us, okay, if I tell you to stop doing something, you're going to get this switch. Y'all, he had a switch where he'd reach out and touch you. So, you know, it's got to be amazing. It had to be amazing living in a house, you know. I think when y'all came along, y'all rode on donkeys.
We didn't come from that.
Okay. Well, I'm just curious to find out what age y'all came in. Y'all had a car?
We had a mule and a cart. Yes. My dad's mule was Cake. That was her name.
And hogs, you know, back then you had to get up and go out to feed the hogs. And, you know, it was way different back then. These kids got it way easier now than it used to be, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they rooted and grounded in a car. They got a car out there. They can get in the car and get a ride down the road, you know. When I lived here, we didn't have a car, so we walked everywhere we went. And it wasn't nothing to us to walk. So, you know, kids now just don't know how easy and well-grounded they got it. But, you know, to each his own.
We thought we had it easy. I mean, we made fun out of everything.
Yeah.
Like guns, we used sticks.
Yeah.
Baseball, we used, I don't know, some kind of bat, stick, anything that would hit a ball.
Yeah. Now kids be like, oh, I'm bored. I'm sure it wasn't no way for us to ever get bored. We walked to the basketball court. That was our leisure. We always found something to do. We never got bored. We always had something to do between our time here and going up to my dad's and staying up there with plenty to do. But, you know, I'm just curious, you know, how y'all get haircuts.
Haircuts?
Yeah, how many boys y'all have?
6.
6 boys and what?
It was, no, I'm wrong. It was 6 girls and 8 boys.
Yeah. Okay. How'd that work out with y'all doing stuff and stuff? Y'all didn't do movies. Y'all had what, drive-in movie?
We had a TV and was glad to get it. And yes, there were drive-ins.
Yeah. They don't have a lot of those now.
We didn't go to any. I mean, my mom, she was real protective, you know, of us when we were growing up.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? Things has changed so much now. Now people feel like free time is, they got to be on a game system. I'm sure y'all didn't have game systems back then.
We had the pinball machines and we had the jukebox and stuff like that, you know, where you play 3 records for a quarter or
Yeah. And Grandma and Granddaddy had a penny store. Everything in the store was a penny, you know what I'm saying? And he wanted those pennies. I don't care what nobody say. That little man, he was tight. Bright and tight. And but yeah, it's just things is different now, you know, from seeing your perspective of how y'all were back in the day and seeing how I grew up, and then looking in on my kids and how their upbringing has been. It just lets you know that generations really change over time. You know, there was certain things you didn't do at y'all house that, you know what I'm saying, I might let go at my house, that my kids might let go at their house. So, you know, it's a different generation. Things change over time, and it don't get worse, it get better. But these kids now feel like, you know what I'm saying, the way they living is everything.
Yeah. We had to work.
Y'all did fields. Now
work.
we get jobs.
Field work, yes.
It was still a job. Not to say that it wasn't a job, because you still work and you got a check. But y'all didn't have to worry about tax money and all that stuff back then, huh?
We didn't know too much about tax money, you know, until the older ones start getting of age and got a public job. And then they will file taxes or something like that. But other than that, we worked in the blueberry, strawberry, tobacco, stuff like that.
And it seemed like the black and whites, I won't say that the black and white situation back then is a lot different, but I know as I came up, as we came down here and we grew within color, that the white people were amazing. Like, they intertwined more with the black people than people do now. You know, like Grandma, her and little Bessie, she would go up and help her pick peas and help her. And not to say that slavery wasn't a big deal back then, but a lot of those people, they got along.
We got along, but there was prejudice. I mean, you couldn't go in the front door. If you wanted water, they would probably save a jelly jar or mayonnaise jar and give you, and when you drank it, it was yours. You know, something like that. Gotta be real.
Aunt Louise over there laughing. Aunt Louise, what's your take on it? Not to say that prejudice is not real, y'all, and it's still going on today, but back then, God put in those stances the people that were built for that life. Like somebody of my stature, I'm not built for that, because I feel that God sees no color. God loves us all as one, but you know what I'm saying, we still in a world with prejudiceness and hate. So it's something that, you know, we still have to deal with every day and that we address. But, you know, we have the power now to handle it a whole lot different. Like, people still marching, but they not marching in silence. And when they don't march in silence, they end up getting killed. Back then, you know, Martin Luther King, they went to jail for what they believed in and standing out for what was right, but they also marched in silence. And I feel like a lot of people now don't understand what silence is. Silence is just what it is. You march, but you don't make noise. It's okay to sing hymns and stuff like that, but you got to be careful how you do it. You know, it's a hard situation having children growing up in this day and time than it was back then. Back then in y'all culture, you know, the old folks will tell you something and that thing will come to pass, but it took a little time. Now when, you know, the older folks tell you something now, it's coming just like that. So, you know.
I mean, back in the day, when I grew up, we had no voice. I mean, silence is all we knew, you know, so we knew how it felt to be silent or sing a song, because, you know, we didn't want to make any trouble. So that's how we got along.
Yeah, yeah. So it's great. And then, you know, y'all had land set out for your grandma and granddaddy. They had land set out for y'all as y'all grew up. And now it's different. Now, when you get ready to get into moving into land, you either got to buy it because y'all generation has fell back a little bit on how you spare the land for the next generation and pass it down. I'm assuming it do get passed down, but it's different now than what it used to be.
How so?
I say that to say because may say take my brother for instance. He had to buy his land from somebody. He didn't inherit it. Like back then, land was inherited more back then than it is now, and now it's not inherited as much.
I had to buy mine.
Yeah. But
I guess back in the day, a lot of according to where you lived at, the white folk would buy up all the land, and I guess if it was in a black, well, it was colored back there, black area, they would sell it back to you. I guess it would be the whites in one area and the blacks in the next.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the way it was.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is changing now. And now because the rights has changed so much, Dr. Martin Luther King's march and all that hard work, it did pay off because now, you know what I'm saying, they can live together in the same neighborhood now, you know what I'm saying, it depends on your money. If you got money. It didn't just
get like that. There were not only Martin Luther King, but there were other groups.
Yeah.
There were civil rights leaders, Ben Chavis, Angela Davis, I can't think of too many of them because I was young and my mom didn't let us sit in. We had to go to school regardless.
Yeah. Did y'all vote when y'all turned 18, or y'all wasn't allowed to vote?
No, I didn't vote.
I voted.
I started voting when I moved away and came back to the country. That's when I started voting. I registered to vote then.
Yeah, a lot of things has changed from back then and now, and people don't raise their kids the way y'all was raised up in your household now.
Well,
you know, things is
like
different.
Take my mom, I call her and my dad, we came from a different fabric, different than y'all were, because the people back in the day, they taught respect. If one needed a hand over in that area, the older people would come and lend a hand, and that's how we got along. Nowadays, things have gotten so bad that if you move to an area and someone else moved to the same area, you were strangers. They didn't get out and make friends, associate, or whatever you want to call it, with each other. And I learned that from living in the city. Yeah. You mind your business.
I know my upbringing was anytime you met somebody and they're older than you, you always say yes ma'am and no sir. And now kids nowadays, they don't, yeah, what, you know.
It's all in the fabric.
Yeah, you're right.
It's according to who that family is, the parents. Because we were taught that.
Yeah.
I mean, and right now, if I walk up to an older person and they say something, automatically it comes out, yes sir, no ma'am, yes, Ma'am, that's respect.
Yeah.
It would get you further now than it did back in the day. It still works.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah. And then church. We grew up in a house where it don't matter what's going on. You attended church on Sunday.
And that's the way it was with us.
That's what it is. On Sunday is the day that's the Lord's day. You go to church, you can come back, you can eat good food, and if they had a second service, you was at the second service. You know.
Well, then we would go to church, and the rest of the day was ours. We'd have a little place we called, it was really a grill. And they had a jukebox, and after church we'd go and play records, hang out or something like that, if you had a car, if one had a car.
Did y'all have a piano at y'all church, or did y'all have the organ?
We had a piano.
I thought y'all had organs.
No, not at our church. We had a piano. And my brother had one in our home. So we had a head start. He he learned to play the piano, and he would play for choirs, and of course we would be on that choir because he wanted us to, and we traveled from church to church singing, and one would lead and then the other. But that's all we knew. We couldn't do anything. Church was number one. That's like saying, put God first.
Yeah.
And everything else fell in line. Yeah. That's the way we grew up. I don't know about this other generation.
Yeah, this new generation is, like you say, they built from a different fabric, and it's just it's chaotic and it's crazy.
Yes.
It's real crazy, Back then, the old folks was just something else. They was something else. They didn't talk about private lives in front of people.
Taboo. That was taboo.
Yeah.
Certain things you would never speak of.
That's things
just
wasn't discussed. They
especially when it came to courtship and sex.
Yeah.
And relationships, kinship.
Yeah.
Don't bring it up.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a serious issue.
Yes.
For the older folks, and you didn't. And matter of fact, we lived in a household, even with grandma, when the older folks was sitting around and they getting ready to talk. That's not the kids' business. You got to go outside and play. You couldn't sit there in adult business while adults having that conversation, because that's their private conversation, and no child could be left in the house listening, and you had to go outside. You grab you something, you go outside. No, you couldn't stay in there and eavesdrop. No, you couldn't hear none of that. You got to go outside. So, I got a lot of respect for how they handle themselves now,
But now,
parents talk
in front of the children, and wonder why the children are so grown. Because they hear too much, and they see too much, and they do too much.
Respect goes a long way.
Yes, it does.
Go a long way when it
It'll
comes
meet
to...
you to the front of a town before you even get there.
Yeah.
It's sort of like your reputation.
Yeah. You got to have much respect with dealing with people and being kind and just being different, man. You can't just be running up on people any kind of way you want to and saying what you want and feeling like he han is okay. You got to come with the utmost respect when it comes to handling business.
Yes.
But that's great. That's a lot. That's a lot of kids growing up in one household, and y'all had a what? 3 to 5 bedroom house?
Three bedroom. There was a kitchen, a dining area, and a living room. Yes.
So what y'all do? Grandma fed the girls first, and fed the boys last, or did y'all help out? Y'all did a lot of helping out. I know the older ones helped out.
I'm number 10 going down the line, and then there's 3 under me. So I don't remember a lot of things because we were shy, and my mom protected us more than she did the older ones.
Yeah. That's a lot of different personalities in one house, you know, including with the mom and dad. You know, they're then with all her sisters and granddaddy brothers and everybody, you know, looking after everybody, and then with grandma's sister kids and everybody kids intertwining. Yeah, y'all, sorry about that. But anyway, I can only imagine how the family barbecues and everything went.
We didn't have a family barbecue. It was more of a family reunion. That's what we would have. Families would get together, and that's how we met our kin people. They would, one person would, one or more people would get together and host a family reunion at a place or someone's home, and that's how we got to meet a lot of our kin.
And what y'all do? Have
Have a
family
long
reunions
table with good food, anything, any kind of food you want, and people would come from all over. It was mostly kin people.
Yeah.
That's what I could remember, you know.
I know it's a lot of them.
That's a lot.
So it's rooted and grounded all over the world. You know, it's great to be deep like we are, but you might go somewhere up to E-Town, and it's people up there we some kin to. Everywhere we go, we some kin to somebody.
Even when I left the country and went to the city, I met people who were my kin.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. All I can say is a lot of old people were doing it up.
They was getting around, and they didn't want nobody to know they was getting around, and they wanted to keep it on the hush, and they didn't want you to talk about it. But you couldn't marry this one, or before you by the time you get to this city, they be like, okay, who is who, honey? That's your cousin. What is you doing dealing with him or her?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I would trade back then over anything that we're dealing with today.
Yeah.
There were more love.
Yeah.
There were more get-togethers. There were more people intertwining, especially in the church. And I'm not saying that there wasn't prejudices or there wasn't some of the same thing going on then that's going on now, because it was, but they kept it on the down low.
Yeah. And I know as we came along and when we first moved down here, we have gatherings in our yard. We get together in carloads. We go skating, we go bowling. Oh Lord, we would get together like a family. And I'm not talking about no arguing and fussing. I'm talking about somebody laughing. We had a good time. Yes. We had a family bond that was unbeatable and unbreakable. We didn't care. We would go in a few carloads one weekend, and the next weekend we have 20 other more cars following us, and we went deep. When we got in places, we got in there, we hung in, we went skating. All of us be out there having a good time.
Because first of all, we knew how to act.
Yeah.
And second of all, we knew we were a family.
Yeah.
Unlike today, you got in the family, you got members hating on each other.
A lot of strife and
the
division.
Nephews and the nieces hating on the brothers and the sisters. Honey, you can hate all you want. But until you walk in our shoes, then ain't nothing too much you can say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we have our own. It's time for you to get out and get yours.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a big change. You can tell the big difference between the two then and now, you know. Because I'm telling you, like, it was you could tell that our upbringing was totally different. Like, you can tell the love that grandma and granddaddy instilled in a lot of y'all. No, they didn't express their love physically, but they did express it in a way where you can see it throughout our family with how we did things.
I learned by example. I used to watch my mom do things. You know, she never had a license, or she never could drive a car, but she could be anywhere at any time, any given day. But she did it with respect.
Yeah.
I keep going back to the same thing, respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
No matter how you feel, what you feel, respect is still the answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Respect is a beautiful thing. You know,
In order to get it, you gotta give it.
Yeah. Yeah. I teach that at my house. I teach my kids, you know, you don't go back and forth with teachers.
No.
You listen to what she's saying, you bring it home to me, and I deal with that from that point on. Right. That's between adults. That's not between children. Don't have the right to say anything back to that teacher. You're supposed to respect them because they're the adult and they watching over you while I'm absent. So it's my job to find out what happened. There's two sides to every story. And then, all right, yeah, we got cut off, y'all. Y'all know anytime somebody trying to get something done, it's always some kind of interruption. But yeah, like I was saying, I don't let my kids address things at the school. I deal with those issues and we leave it at that. Now, what was you saying?
I don't remember.
Old minds stick together. Well, yeah, y'all, we just wanted to shed some light on. We won't give you her birth date.
It wouldn't matter. I'm proud to be my age.
Well, that's a blessing. Somebody that's happy to be. I'm proud to be in my 20s.
I'm in my golden years.
She's in her golden years. I'm in my primes. Well, it's time for me to really get down. You know? But yeah, y'all, we just wanted to come on and this is normally what we do. Some Sundays we get together and reminisce on life and how things has changed from what it used to be up until now, because you know this generation, I think there's a lot of things that they don't understand that needs to be brought out plain. But man, if you got a grandma or any kind of older person in your life, you need to stick closer to them than glue, because people say that the younger generation are the future. I say that the older folks are the future, or they were the future, because they paved the way for so many of us.
Yes.
They made so much possible now, and you know, it's a beautiful thing to know that, you know what I'm saying? I reverence older people. Every time I see one, I grab the door for them. Anything I can do, I do. You know, because it's just, this generation is just, they're lost. They're lost. I mean, you can give the children Jesus as much as you want to. It's always somebody else out there going to be humming a different tune in their ear. And, you know, it used to be whatever you taught in your house, that's what stands. Sometimes that's what stands, and sometimes kids still get free and live their life, you know. So, and I see it throughout my kids. My kids do things totally different than, you know, what was taught, and really, which we can't be mad at it, you know. once you get out and you get your own, you live the way you choose to live. But God got a way that's mighty sweet. That's what the older folks say, ain't it?
Oh, yeah.
God got a way that's mighty sweet. He got a way to bring you down to size. He got a way to whoop, throw that reel in the water and reel you back in.
People would say, if you didn't respect your elders, something bad would happen to you. And it took a long time to happen, but now things is not long as they used to be. It don't take long now. You can get out of line and you might walk outside and ain't no telling what liable happen to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I said, respect.
Yeah. I
keep going back to the same topic, respect.
I have to get out here and sing that song like Aretha Franklin. R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Yes. Yes.
And we ain't talking about just a little bit of it. We talking about a lot of it. Because, you know, man, you got to take respect everywhere you go.
Everywhere.
You got to wake up with it. You got to have it on your job. You got to have it at the church. You got to take it with you. It's like something that you put inside your pocketbook. It's just like a loaded gun.
Yes.
You got to release it everywhere you go if you want it back.
That's
so,
it.
You know, it's a serious situation now. And
it is.
A lot of people is losing their lives over a little nothing when all you had to do was respect whomever, you know.
Even if you don't get it, you give it. Yep. You be the bigger one.
Always.
Yes.
Always. Always. I've carried it everywhere I went, you know, even on jobs. Even when I've dealt with boyfriends, you know, even where they haven't respected me, I respected them.
Yes.
You know, it's just a serious thing. And I respect my elders right now. If, you know, one of them called me and asked me something, yes ma'am, no sir. Yeah.
I even say yes ma'am and no sir to people who are in authority over me but are younger than I am. I still say yes sir and no sir. Because like I say, it's all in the fabric.
Oh yeah. Yep. Well, y'all, I think we're running out of words.
Not really. There's so much that could be said that I don't really want to get on, you know, topics, whatever it is.
Maybe different days.
I don't want to offend anyone.
Well, I've learned when
it needs to be said.
When you're dealing with the Holy Spirit, it don't matter who you offend. Everybody gonna get offended some kind of way, you know. And they always get offended by what you say, by what you wear. You're always offended by something. Change who you are and stop worrying about somebody else, and then you won't be offended, or your toes won't be all broke up from getting them stepped on. That's just my opinion. But yeah, y'all. We just gonna go ahead and work this thing out and go on get it down to the wire. Y'all, we just appreciate you stopping throughout your busy day to come and sup with us. And well, y'all, I just want to tell you thank you for tuning in to me and my mom vlogging today, talking about when she grew up and how things were then and now. I just want to tell you to please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Turn your post notification on so every time I drop a video, you'll be the first to receive it. Y'all have a blessed week. Time has changed now. I'm home a little early because I got to get in this bed because I got an early morning. I got to be out. So y'all stay blessed. And man, I'm coming back. Me and my mom gonna really start getting into deep vlogging about a lot of things as she grew up. So y'all just stay tuned. This journey getting ready to be right, tight, and good for your soul. Ain't nothing but whole food. Something to keep your soul fed. Anyway, y'all, have a good night.